Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Who the Hell Asked. That isn't supposed to be this. It's Byron, Slade. How are y'all doing?
How is it going, Byron?
Yeah, as I mentioned, change of plans for the show this week, huh, Slade?
Yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, I guess depending on how you look at it, this news week was pretty dead for the most part. Um, Controversy here and there, but we're not going to get into that. Instead, we are going to talk about the Mario Kart DLC
Yeah,
that
we
came out.
were originally going to do a predictions video for what we think would come with the next set waves, but thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, so Nintendo failed to learn the lesson that the Smash series learned all the way back in Smash 4. And that is do not put, you know, character information or track information or any DLC information if it's not complete in your current patch, because people are going to data mine it. And once that shit gets data mined, going to be out there for everybody to see. So, unfortunately, I have been spoiled. Byron has not,
I
thankfully.
haven't. I've been too busy with other stuff to even care to look. But uh but yeah. But let's talk about what we actually got. Wave 1 of 6. So we got 8 tracks with this, and we'll talk about each track and then we'll give our overall thoughts on the wave. So first up, Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, the first of 3 tour tracks.
Yeah, so talking about the tour tracks, I think the tour tracks are probably the best part of the pack one overall.
Yeah.
I think that all the laps being different really works well in its favor. So it keeps, every lap really fresh and whatnot.
Yeah, and pretty much for all of the tour tracks, they combined every variant of each track. Because in Mario Kart Tour, there's like a few variations of each brand new tour course, so they just combined them. All the versions did the fusion dance.
Yeah. I like the third lap of Paris Promenade in general, where you're driving back into the racers that are still on the previous lap and whatnot. So it creates a
Yes.
very interesting dynamic that I feel like has not been there since Luigi Circuit and Mario Kart Double Dash.
Yeah, and of course in Tour there's like a reverse like mode that people have been clamoring for to replace mirror mode, which yeah, I kind of agree. But that's a really cool gimmick of the track, is that lap 3 you're going backwards through the track. That's really cool.
Yeah, I guess what Byron could do is we could give like our own scores on how good we think the track is, and then I guess we combine those scores to get our average. That will be the official who the hell asked rating.
Yeah, the official WTHA score.
So I'm gonna give Paris Promenade a solid 8 out of 10.
Solid 8. I'd give it a 7. It's a good course.
7.5 out of 10. I like it. I like it.
Yep, 7 out of 10. I think it's a pretty good course overall. An issue though with this and the rest of the pack, it seems like it's oversaturated compared to the rest of the game. All these new yeah, we'll get into that more later, but let's talk about probably the most boring course of all 8. Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7.
Yeah, so Toad Circuit is just kind of unfortunate because it doesn't bring anything we don't already have in the game. And on top of that, it seems to be one of the shorter courses overall.
Yeah.
And then considering what the game looked like in, like, I've seen a bunch of pictures and memes of people in like 2014 talking about graphics and whatnot. I just want to say this. Graphics are important. You can't just like wait till like you say, oh well, gameplay is king, gameplay is the only thing. Presentation is important, and if people can see that your DLC is lacking compared to your base game,
well,
then people are going to feel compelled to point that out. So,
well, you know what? You brought it up now. I wasn't going to bring it up till later, but let's just get the elephant out of the room before we really talk about Toad Circuit. Yeah, the graphics. So the image on screen is courtesy of the YouTube channel Nintendo Life. And on the left, you have Mario Kart 8 base game, a base game track. Mario Circuit GBA, and on the right, you have Toad Circuit from this pack. And as you can tell, the grass is more textured in the base game. The tire is more textured. So, yeah. Yeah, what do you think of that, Slade?
I don't think it's a good look. So, like, and I understand gameplay is king. I do agree with that opinion. But at the same time, you have to recognize that, visual presentation, especially nowadays in modern consoles, is like really important. And you know that the Switch is capable of handling these higher resolution tracks and whatnot. So really, this just came down to time constraints.
Yeah,
Possibly.
like these are remastered. These are remakes like you would traditionally see. And I get and in that way it's fair, but it still feels weird to me. It feels lacking to me.
Well, when you
I
think about
guess.
it, like overall, like I understand that time constraints were probably what held back the majority of like this content from looking like as pretty as it could.
And probably the rest of the pack to be and probably the rest of the past to be honest.
Yes. So that being said, just talking about the track itself, I think it's a decent, if not serviceable, Mario Kart track. It's not like Baby Park or something like
It's
So
fine. Like if Mario Kart, I would have honestly expected this track in like the next console Mario Kart to be like the first like remade track.
yeah, it kind of feels like this is something you would start the pass with as kind of like a beginner friendly course or
Well,
something. But
technically it is. It's the second track though, not the first.
yeah, but anyways, this is probably gonna get a 5 out of 10 for me. Um,
5? I'd give it a 4. I'd give it a 4. It's fine. It's nothing too special.
well, I figured if I'm talking like if it's just mediocre, then 5 is this is mediocre score. So
I think it's a little worse than mediocre, but like it's
you know what? Fair enough.
they could have picked worse though, probably. Probably.
Yeah. So that the official Who the Hell Asked rating is 4.5 out of 10.
All right, so next up, Choco Mountain. Gorgeous looking track, I will say that.
Yeah, I definitely think out of all the remasters for the non-tour remake tracks, it's probably the best looking one and possibly the best one.
It's one of the best looking, I will say that.
Yeah. I think they did a fantastic job with it overall.
Yeah.
I think the cave section was a nice touch.
Yeah, absolutely it was a nice touch. And I know some people were complaining like, "Oh, they shortened up the section with the rocks." And they might have a little bit cuz I actually recently earlier today when we're recording this, I actually played Mario Kart 64 as much as I fucking hate playing that game. But it felt like they may have shortened the track just like a little bit, but I don't think they shortened it too much.
No, I think it's far from being the worst offender of being shortened from its original incantation. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But no, I think Chocoback is a very solid course. I don't think it's quite as good as like Paris Promenade because I feel like the remastered courses just weren't as good as the
tour courses.
The tour courses, but I still think this is a fairly solid, decent course. I'm gonna give it a rating of 7 out of 10.
I'd give it a 6. 6 out of 10.
6.5. I'm noticing a trend. You go 1 point lower.
And finally, everybody watching this just got coconut mauled.
Yeah, you just got coconut mauled.
Yeah, it's Coconut Mall, a fan favorite, the meme-tacular track. It got done dirty a little bit.
Yeah, so this was really unfortunate because I still think the track's actually decent overall.
Yeah, I still think it's good.
But Coconut Mall, compared to its original incantation on the Wii, is a major letdown. There's just no other way to say it. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the changes they made were not all for the better. I think the ramp walls in particular, once you go up like escalators and shit, probably could have used anti-grav sessions instead of being this weird invisible wall.
Actually, I never thought about that, but yes, I agree with you, and that's something we could point out later. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of anti-grav.
There wasn't
Here.
any.
But
I
I think the biggest offender, and like I know why they made this change in tour, because it would fit the tour gameplay more, but pour one out for the moving cars at the end. They don't move.
The moving cars and the boost panels, they don't move. They're just kind of awkwardly placed there. I think that's terrible. I know a lot of people are like calling me crazy. I think the moving cars at the boost panels are possibly one of the best parts of the entire track. Only because it kind of introduces an element of you have to be really aware of what you're driving. It's like an actual hazard.
Yeah.
Where now they're just like kind of there.
Well, hey, look, maybe those vehicles don't have gas anymore because gas is too expensive here in the U.S.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nintendo with the 5 like just deep thinking. Oh my god.
But yeah, other than that, I still think this is a really good course. And the remastered song, so good. So good.
Yeah, they did. That's the one theme of the pass overall is if they went all in on one thing, it was just the music.
Yeah, they went ham on that music. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. So this one's gonna get a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's still a solid course. The problem is if it were more true to his original, then this would easily be like a 9 or even a 10 out of 10. But
I'd give it a 6.5.
Yeah, so 6.75 out of
6.75. So that is the Golden Dash Cup. And now we move on to the Lucky Cat Cup. First off with Tokyo Blur.
All right, so this is another fantastic tour course. I guess we kind of spoiled our opinion on the tour course.
Yeah, big theme here. The tour courses are fucking great.
Yeah, I don't think this one's quite as good as Paris Promenade, but I still think it's still a step ahead of all the remastered.
Yeah, I think it's still a good course.
It's still a very good course.
It has the tour gimmick of changing every lap, which is pretty cool to integrate all the versions of the track, and the setting's kind of cool. You don't see like a city setting too often in Mario Kart.
No, actually not at all. So
yeah,
as I said, I personally really like the track. I think out of all the ones in terms of like racing, it's probably one of my favorite ones. I think this was a solid 8 out of 10 as well. Even though I think Paris Promenade is slightly better, it's not so much better that I would dictate that it has a different score.
I'd say 7 probably.
So another 7.5 out of 10 for the Mario Kart.
Probably another 7. We have if you played Mario Kart DS, you might have a panic looking at the screen right now. It's Shroom Ridge. Mario Kart DS.
So this is where my bias because this is my actual favorite track of the
really
yes.
Interesting.
I really enjoy a lot of things about this track. Number one, I think it's possibly the most interesting track on 200cc. I think the twists and turns kind of allow you to show off quite a bit of skill and whatnot, which to me that's pretty important. Even though, I know it's Mario Kart and all about having a good time, item play and all that.
Yeah.
But no, I really liked it. It's like a modern day Toad's Turnpike for me.
Well,
because I feel like Toad's Turnpike doesn't do a well enough job actually delivering on the Toad's Turnpike experience.
That's fair.
I feel like this track does a much better job of representing that hectic, on the road.
I hate playing this track in 200. I am the exact fucking opposite of you. I hate playing this track at 200. The turns sometimes are a bit too wild, and those vehicles in 200, in 150, they're fine. But in 200, they're pain. Life is pain when you play this track on 200cc.
So,
But
To
that's
me,
just
this
me.
track gets a 9 out of 10.
9
to
out
me.
of 10. Jesus.
I think this is a fantastic track.
I think 6.5 out of 10 for me. It's fine. I'm glad it's here, but there were better choices even from Tour that I would have preferred, but it's not too bad of a course, but
I mean,
not
the only things I would have picked over this one is like maybe Mushroom City from Double Dash or
yes. Mushroom
Moonview Highway
City.
from Mario Kart Way.
Moonview. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. That's
But
another
no,
really
I
good
think
one.
Sherm Ridge does a fantastic job for it being what it is. I my mind is blanking. I'm not sure how to average 6.5 and 9.
You can do the math later. We have to go to the Sky, Slade. Sky Garden.
Yeah, Sky Garden. So I don't think
Whoo!
this is a hot take. This is possibly the worst track in the entire pass.
I disagree, but like I know a lot of people love this track, and in some aspects, it did get done a little dirty. It did get done a little dirty. It
More
feels,
than a little dirty.
yeah,
We got robbed.
like it definitely doesn't have like the if you've ever played a DS, the DS version of Sky Garden, it has that like, and I think the GBA version as well. It has that pattern, that like greenish pattern that doesn't exist anymore. I'm a little sad about that.
Yeah. It's also a lot shorter too.
It feel Sky Garden was always a relatively short course though.
Yeah, I don't know. Just looking at it overall, though, I still don't think that this is an absolutely terrible course. Even though I
No.
said it's the worst course in the pack. Again, it's not like this is like Baby Park or something like that.
Baby Park.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep bringing up Baby Park. I think Baby Park's a stupid course, and same with the Sight Bike Arena. I said it.
You're gonna piss off all the Baby Park lovers.
I mean, oh well, you're all casuals. Come at me.
Hot takes here today.
But I do think this is a solid, if not mediocre, course. So I would give this one probably a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd probably go the same.
Right, we agree on a score for once. Hear that, guys? We agree.
Yeah. It's probably the only time we may agree on a score. And finally, we have apparently not labeled from Mario Kart Tour for some fucking reason. It's Ninja Hideaway.
Yeah, so I don't think anybody's disputing this, even though I said Sherman was my favorite. This is probably the undisputed best course of the entire pack.
Yeah.
You can obviously tell that all of our complaints about, effort and presentation and whatnot were not the same with this course. Obviously, this one looks like they went all in on.
They generally, like, the complaints people, and us included, have about, like, the graphics and stuff generally aren't brought up with, like, the tour courses.
Yeah.
Except maybe Promenade being too fucking bloomy and oversaturated, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, really great course, multiple pathways. You can go up, in the middle, down below in some cases, but I do have one complaint. There are way too many literal 90-degree right-angle turns. Literally too many. They're not smooth, they're not sharp, it's just L.
Yeah, you just gotta practice for those, Byron. I understand.
Well, sometimes, like, you have to drift, like, farther than you would think, or you smack right into a wall, and that's never been a thing, really, in at least
the whole
8
theme of the
Deluxe.
course is supposed to be Ninja Hideaway. You're not supposed to be driving carts around on it, which is part of the charm, right?
That's fair. That's like my one complaint.
It's a fantastic course.
I still think it's
definitely, really objectively speaking, the best course of the entire pass by a lot.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one people are going to come back and replaying many years from now. I think this is the only course I would say lives up to the quality of base game as well. So for me, this one gets a 9.5 out of 10.
I'd give it an 8.
You give it an 8. Byron's the critic today.
8 out of 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I still think this is a really good course, though. Probably the best one of the pack. So, now that we have
8.75 out of 10 is the who the hell asked score.
Yeah. So, we talked about all the courses. We talked about what do we think? What do you think, first off, Slade, overall about Wave 1?
I
of the
have been
booster course.
concerned about the future of the booster pass. Again, I understand graphics are like such a minor thing compared to like gameplay for me personally, but I do feel like it's important to at least kind of give the same effort as what made the base game so successful. Because honestly speaking, Mario Kart 8 is like probably one of the prettiest games on limited hardware, no less, I think I've ever
Absolutely.
played. And it's actually
Absolutely.
kind of like crazy how stark the contrast between the base game courses and a lot of these booster pass courses are.
Yeah, like I do get they're remasters, and considering like they're putting out like 48 of them. Like
Yeah.
I get it from that perspective. I get it from, and I feel like I'm not gonna say lazy developers, because that's not the case here.
No, to me this screams time constraints.
Well, I feel like this screams skeleton crew.
Yeah, skeleton crew and time constraints.
Yeah,
Because it seems
like,
like their MO is to port over the tour courses
which is
and
fine.
then to touch them up
Yeah,
a bit.
which is not necessarily the worst thing to do, because like
Yeah.
now you get a new player base playing some incredible courses from a game that not a lot of people will touch because of the microtransactions.
Yeah, I'm not touching Mario Kart Tour still.
Yeah, neither am I. And this is making me think even more, considering that this pass is supposed to go until late 2023. I think that could possibly mean we don't see the next Switch, the next Nintendo console at minimum until maybe late 2024 at this rate.
Well, hold on before we go too deep down that path, because there is a lot of rumors out there. I know you love rumors. That the Switch Pro is still a thing. I know.
I am
there's
like, I
leaks
feel
and
like
crap
that
like
hill needs to fucking just die at this point.
that. I
But
guess if people just keep talking about it, it'll
eventually it'll happen. But yeah, like, I am certainly looking forward to what courses they bring next, especially the tour courses, because those are going to be the ones to watch out for. Those tour courses are going to be so good.
So ignoring the fact that, there was a data mine that originally I thought was only just 4 courses out of the next 8 that'd be presented, but apparently there's a lot more in there. So
yeah, so
for you guys on the internet, beware of spoilers.
Or if
that
you
being
are,
said,
or if you already saw them, just please don't spoil in the comments below. Please don't do that.
Yeah. So Byron, now that we've talked about spoilers and we've graded our courses, is there any course in particular you want to see them bring back?
Yes. DS Airship Fortress. I have been begging for that course for years now to come in HD on a TV. When I heard it was in tour, I got a little sad. I'm like, oh, god damn it, it's in fucking tour.
Well, that's probably a point in its favor right now, honestly.
Yeah, because I do think we're going to get a lot of the tracks that were in tour, whether they're tour originals or remasters of old courses. But what about you, Slade?
It's a good business decision because, it makes sense from an effort and, money and, time constraint standpoint to where
absolutely.
they can just bring it over and then port it up. They already have the majority of the work done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be pretty fantastic. Yeah. For me, and I'm kind of a bit of an old school head myself, I want to see Bowser's Castle 64.
Okay, that would be a cool one.
I think it wouldn't be the same because I don't think that the Womps would be anywhere near as obstructive as they are now, because it kind of seems like they're taking an approach that would allow the AI to do the auto steering.
They've definitely widened. They definitely widened all the courses to an extent.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what Bowser's Castle 64 would look like right now. But that would be one of the courses I would really, really like to see in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah. So yeah, we will be doing the same thing for the other 5 waves whenever they come out. We will be reviewing them here on the channel, and this is your dose of gaming from us this week. So this
Yeah,
has been Byron,
hopefully we get some interesting news next week, man. This has been Slade.
and we will see you all next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.